Hi everyone, welcome to PowerShell for Penetration Testers at Pentester Academy. In this video and few coming up videos, we will discuss client-side attacks with PowerShell. So let's get started. Why would we like to use PowerShell for client-side attacks? Client-side attacks are useful when you do not want to target the internet facing servers of your target network. Client-side attacks not only generally allows you to have easy access inside the network, it also allows us as security testers to check the insider threat for an environment or a network. Many times it is not possible to properly profile a client environment before such attacks. PowerShell, being a native thing on modern Windows machines, is less suspicious and it is really powerful. So it makes sense to use PowerShell for client-side attacks. In this video, let's have a look at how do we generate malicious or weaponized attachments. We will see these two scripts from Nishang, Outward and OutXL. Both have exact same syntax and accept same parameters. So let's see demonstration of only one of these. And let's go for OutXL. As the name suggests, OutXL generates an Excel file. Let's load it. And let's run a payload. As you can see, a file has been generated. Let's go there. So this is the file that was generated. If we run this, there was no splash or a window flashes, nothing happened here. But if we see, the process has been executed. So keep in mind that it is visible in the command line column. You can always use encoded commands if you do not want anyone to see that. So this is an easy way of running PowerShell command. If we have a look at the macro, it is this. Nothing has been concealed, and you can see that our payload has landed here, and we are using WMI to create a process. It's quite simple. So this is good for a quick demonstration, but let's kill other PowerShell processes. Okay. But to use this in practical scenarios, we should be able to run complex scripts. So for that, we need to have a look at the source code. The default payload without Excel is this. You can see that it accepts a payload URL which is downloaded as a string and executed in memory, and arguments could also be passed to it. So let's use it that way. Let's use OutXL payload URL, and let's first try with a really simple thing. Let's just use this script which speaks on a target. Let's pass arguments to it. speak, oh, you have been hacked. So a new file has been generated, and if we run this,
You have been hacked.
you can see the voice of narrator and the script has been downloaded and executed. So this was a really silly example. We can do much interesting stuff. For example, we can use PowerShell payload or shellcode from Metasploit and use it here. So let's do that. This is a payload generated using Metasploit, which we will see later on how do we generate it. And let's just run it this way. We have a listener running here on a lab machine on Kali Linux. And now if we execute this, the script gets downloaded from here. And there should be a reverse HTTPS interpreter here. Here it is. Neat. So we now have a interpreter reverse HTTPS, which is running completely in memory from a PowerShell process. So there are much less chances of detection or it being blocked right now. So this is the way we get a interpreter using this client-side attack with the help of PowerShell. But it is not all which OutXL is capable of. For example, it accepts a parameter called Excel file dir. If we pass a path to a directory containing a number of Excel files, it has the capability to copy the name, last modified date of those files and generate similar looking infected files. So I have a directory set up here which contains these two Excel files. Please note the date modified. It is 1652 and 1653. It's 17.4 right now. If I run this command, and if we see here, we can see that the last modified time has been copied by these. So here is another interesting yet small trick used by OutXL. If the registry setting of hiding extensions for known file types is enabled, it appends XLSX to the copied file. So in this case, this is the original one and this is the infected one. Yet the type says it all, but a user in a hurry may not notice this. Date modified is also same. So he may open our XLSX earlier, quicker. Now, couple of things to note here. You will see that we are not getting any macro warning when we are running these payloads. It is because if you have a look at the source code, we have to turn off macro security to be able to programmatically access VBA in Excel files. So you can always use the remain safe parameter, which re-enables macro security when the payload is generated. So if you see the source code at the end of it, we re-enable it. So if we execute it on a target machine, somehow after getting access to it, for example, we get access to a target machine and want to leave an infected Excel file somewhere on it, we need not use this. And if we are using it on our machine and emailing these as attachments, then it is highly recommended. Couple of other options are we can provide our own output file name, then this salary details would not be used. Also with Excel file dir, we can use the recurse parameter which looks recursively inside the directories. And another interesting one is remove XLSX. Using this, out Excel would remove the original ones, which is generally not recommended. So this is how we use outward and out Excel for client-side attacks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are enjoying your time at Pentester Academy, please recommend us to your friends and colleagues in the information security community.